They say that what you are, Python developer. Okay, tell me what is web. You don't know. Then they will make him like a comedy piece, joke, saying that after all you don't know what is web and you call yourself as web developer. What kind of web developer? These things are very important to understand. That's the reason awareness is good, important. Right? Simply writing code is not developer. Knowing the architecture, infrastructure, and working on that is important. A real-time developer doesn't write code. And people who just write code don't know the architecture. These are the people replaced with AI. Understood? Huh? These are the people replaced with AI. AI replaces whom? People who just write code. They don't know the complete infrastructure architecture. If you have to just write code, we have AI tools. We don't need you. And you just learn how to write code, then we don't need you. We need a developer who have a complete awareness on complete infrastructure, how it works, what it does. That's the reason these points are important to just understand the concept. I hope you understood this one. Right. So one more important thing you should know about web principles. You should know about web principles. What are web principles and what is about web? Let's see. What are web principles? Remember, when we build any web application, whether it may be Java, .NET or Python, any web application, when you are building a web application, we have to follow some principles. What are the principles of building web application? Let's see. First important, accessibility and security. These are the four important. Privacy and security. These are the four important principles of web. That means when you are building a website, when you are building any web application, you have to follow these four principles, mandatory. In real-time development, these are important. I will tell you what these are. Just outline, because these are very complex things. At your level, it is not required to know detail, because you are after all just basic learners. At architectural level, we need this, because in our software companies, we have specialized people in this. We have specialized people. You will not fit into them. Your capacity is not that. You are just after all HTML, CSS, basic. These, your level is only up to that. Accessibility, security is not your job. We have very extreme experienced senior people in our companies. They are given with these roles because they are the people who maintain all these. I will tell you what they are. Just I will explain you. Observe carefully. I will show you something which you never observed. Let's see. I will open Amazon. This is Amazon. I will open the code of Amazon. Let's inspect. Right click and I will select inspect. I'm inspecting this. And observe carefully. When I'm inspecting this, you can see this is the code we are having. Am I right? This is the code you are having. I hope you have a little bit idea about this code. Am I right? Right? But what is the point? Every HTML knows this code. I will show you something. And you see here, there is an element called nav. Nav have an ID. You know ID, na? It is having a class, you know class, and it is having ARIA label. And 99% ordinary people don't know that. They don't know. But ID class everybody knows. That every HTML element have an ID. Every HTML element will have a name, class. But that nobody knows. 99% learners, no chance. Then why do you think Amazon have it and you never learned it? You ask any of your senior who learned or finished technology working on web designing, ask him. He can't answer because he is not capable of dealing with it. We have very extreme specialized, highly skilled seniors working on it. Even I can say that at least 15-20 years experienced people will be on it. Every website have this. Only the point, you will never learn. There are no YouTube channels or videos teaching this. Even today. Because to teach, nobody is expert in that. And experts who are working on that, they don't have time to do this. People who are working in this, they don't have time to explain this and give it on YouTube. That's the reason on YouTube also you will never find much information about this, because these days on YouTube everything you can find. You will not find much information about this. You will have limited information because it is very complex thing, but it is very important. Every website must have it. I will tell you, actually simple, it is a concept of accessibility. Concept of accessibility. Accessibility means, I will tell one simple point. See, who developed the concept of web? Web is developed, designed by whom? Tim Berners-Lee. Na? Actually, web designed by Tim Berners-Lee, and web is currently maintained by a community called W3C. This company maintains the web standards. That means web is currently maintained by this community, W3C. We call it as World Wide Web Consortium. W3C, World Wide Web Consortium. Actually, I will show you. You see, this is W3C. This is World Wide Web Consortium, W3C. Yeah, this is W3C, World Wide Web Consortium. And see here, you can see it develops the standards and guidelines to help everyone to build web applications. And it works on 4 principles. Web works on 4 principles. What are those? See, accessibility, internationalization, privacy, and security. What are these? I will just explain one point. Not detailedly, later you will understand. I will tell you. You are watching so many online movies on OTT channels, na? Right. Different OTT channels are there, Prime Video, Netflix and all. When you watch any movie, there will be an option audio subtitles, am I right? In that, can you tell me what is meant by audio with description? Have you seen audio with description anywhere? Huh? In audio subtitles option, have you seen audio with description? You never saw that? Not only YouTube, Netflix, Prime Video, everywhere you will have audio with the description. You never saw? You saw na? Audio with the description. Can you tell what it is? Audio with the description means you are watching the movie. 2 people are traveling in a car and beside a beach. Then what it will do is, what they are talking, conversation, you can listen. At the same time, it describes what they are doing. That means the movie tells in audio that these 2 people are traveling in a car beside a beach. Some trucks are passing by. It will explain all that. Why it is explaining? I can see now. Am I right? Why you are explaining a movie? I can watch the movie. I can see what is happening on screen. Why you are explaining what is happening on screen? Because according to web standards, every website must be easily accessible to people who are physically challenged. That means people who cannot see, they must able to understand. And for that we call it as what? Accessibility. Every website must follow this rule. If any website is, see, in India you are not following the rule, it's fine. But in US, Canada and other countries, if you don't follow the rules, that website will be banned. Right? You don't follow the rule here, it is fine. You don't wear a helmet and ride the bike. But do you know, once you got visa, you go to US or anywhere else, without helmet, you can, first of all, you will not get a driving license. You will not get a bike driving license. Right? First of all, you will not get, it is very tough. You will get a car license, but you will not get a bike license. People who are not riding bike without helmet here, there they don't dare there. Understood? Huh? They don't dare in US to do such things. Why? If he does, here you can give 100 rupees to the person. There they will give you your passport and say out. Understood? Huh? Here you can give 100 rupees. There they will give you your passport and say that go. You are not required here. That is the problem. Even a website is not following standards. A business is not following standards. They are out. They will be banned. That is the reason in real world development, we have to follow a lot of rules to build apps, because 90% our projects are US, UK based. We have to follow so many rules and standards. We need to build applications according to the rules and standards. So accessibility means, see what accessibility means. They will tell here, accessibility means, see what does it means. A website must be accessible to everyone regardless disabilities. Understood the point? I hope you know, for example, you have any keyboard? Yeah, you know, in your laptop or anywhere, once open, if you have any laptop or desktop or any open, you will see on your keyboard on J key, there is a small dot on J key. Have you observed? Have you ever used it? Not J key. Have you ever used that dot? Do you know what it is? That is designed for blind people. People who cannot see, they can feel it as center, and from there they will start typing. That means, why keyboard companies have given that? You are not blind. Because they don't care whether you can see or not. But according to standards, they have to keep. Understood? Huh? Website designing also same. You may not know about it, but according to standards, we have to build it. That is the reason we have to follow so many rules. I hope you know in your mobile also, you will have an accessibility option. In your mobile, if anybody calls you, it will announce it loud. You can ask it, call this person, automatically it will call, am I right? This is all not facilities. These are called accessibilities. Understood? They are not facilities. They are accessibility. According to the rules, they have to keep it. So there are so many things you should know as principles. What are those? Accessibility, internationalization, privacy, and security. What is internationalization, privacy, security, everything I will explain in later stages. But web works with 4 important principles. What are those? Accessibility, internationalization, privacy, and security. Accessibility means, that means it should be accessible to everyone regardless various disabilities. People who don't have hands, he must able to operate your website. How? He can speak and it can do. Am I right? People who cannot see, they must able to understand what is happening. Then it will read it and announce. In your mobile also there is a screen reader. It will read everything on screen and it will announce. These are all the facilities of accessibility. So when we build website, we have to follow these principles. Everything clear? Understood these points? What is network? What is internet? What is web? What are the versions of web? How many layers of web? And web principles. One more last important thing you should know before starting practically, you should know about. So web components. So you can say components means contents on web. Contents on web. Actually, what web contains? What is in web? What actually web contains? So many are there. Actually, web comprises of websites. We have website. We have web applications. We have blogs. We have wikis. We have podcasting. We have widgets, etc. All these are on web. Actually, for a general person on internet, everything is website. For an ordinary person, everything is website. Whatever he see on internet, he will say website. But for a technician, everything is not website. Right? What is YouTube? Social media platform, video platform. It is a podcaster, right? If you speak like this, like social media, YouTube, video, then he will ask, are you a technician or ordinary person in interviews? Right? If you speak like that, social media and all these things, he thinks that you are not technician, because that is officially it is a podcast. There are a lot of differences. I will tell you differences. So for example, you see, I just told you, for example, just see, this is Amazon. What do you say? It is a website or web application? It is a website or web application. Huh? How many are web application? Okay. How many are REST website? Huh? Is it a website or web application? Do you really know the difference or just lottery? Lottery, huh? You really know the difference? Actually, a website will not allow any interaction. It will just provide information. A web application will allow interaction. Then we call it as what? Application. This is not a website. This is an web application. Architecturally, so much more is there, I will tell once we start building. This is not website. We call it as web application. I will tell you one more here. For example, in Amazon, suppose some product name spelling mistake or some product photo is wrong. They mentioned mobile and they uploaded some other photo. Can you modify it? Can you modify it? No. Have you seen anybody like they have wrong mistakes and you can correct them? Have you seen anything in your life of using internet that there is something mistake in their interface and you can correct? Yes, there are something like on internet, you found something on their website. You say website, right? There is mistake in that and you are able to correct it. Can you correct it? Yes, we can correct. If they allow to correct, then we don't call it as website or web application. We call it as wiki. Don't think that wiki means Wikipedia. Understood? Huh? Wiki is an Hawaiian word. Wiki means quick. It is an Hawaiian word. Wiki means quick. Quick reference. Wikipedia is a quick reference of encyclopedia. Actually, wiki means it will allow anybody to make corrections. That is interesting. You never saw any wiki? No, but you know that. Many people know IMDb. You know IMDb? You know IMDb, huh? IMDb is movie database. It is not a website. It is not a website, it is a wiki. Observe carefully on IMDb. Suppose some movie is there. I will select any movie. On IMDb, some movies are there. I will select any movie. When I select the movie, it will give me detail about the movie. And observe carefully in the details, it is having edit option. Na? Am I right? That means it is saying that anything mistake is there in our presentation, you can correct it. This is not website. These are called what? Wikis. And designing wikis is very complicated. You need lot of technology. Web application website everybody can do. Designing wiki little bit high level security is required because everybody cannot edit. Na? You need to register, login, and after that you are allowed to modify. After modification also they will do a review and they will allow. Okay, tell me any another wiki you have seen. I hope everyone understood what is wiki. Huh? Now tell me any another wiki you have seen in your life. The best example that you use in your daily life every day. Google Maps. Google Maps is a wiki. Do you know in Google Maps, if any address, any office location is wrong, you can correct it. You know, na? You know, any unnamed locations, you can name it. Suppose any office is shifted from one place to another, you went with the wrong address. Old address is given in the wiki, maps. You went to the wrong, but now it is shifted to some other place. You know the correct location. You can edit it. Do you know? When you edit it, Google Maps will review in 1-2 days. After reviewing, if it checks and it finds that it is correct, immediately it saves it. You can correct it. You know, you can pin the locations, you can upload photos. People, Google calls them as local guide. Have you seen? You went to any location and any address is wrong, you can correct on Google Maps. So Google Maps is not a website. It is technically, we call it as what? Wikis. That means on web, there are so many things. So I'm not explaining all of them because when you have to work with them, you will understand. When you are working with websites, web applications, wikis, why YouTube is called podcasting, do you know? For example, not only YouTube, for example, you see Spotify. You know Spotify, na? What is it? Spotify is a, yeah. What is Spotify? Website, web application, podcast. 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 Are you sure? First, for that, you need to understand what is podcast means. Podcast means you can watch there. You can open and watch content there. If you are connected with any Bluetooth devices or Wi-Fi devices, you can broadcast onto them. For example, you are listening to a song on Spotify and you have a Bluetooth speaker connected. You can telecast on the Bluetooth speaker, na? Am I right? Then you can cast onto various devices. These are called podcasts. You know, YouTube, you can watch YouTube on your device. If you are connected with smart TV, you can cast it onto smart TV also. So it is not a website or a web application. Technically, we call it as what? Podcast. Podcast means any content can be streamed to connected device. Any content which can be streamed to connected device, then we call it as what? Podcast. Podcast, pod actually means a device which can handle audio video. We call it as podcast. So in web designing, so many concepts are there. We have to build websites, web applications, blog, wikis, and podcasts. I hope everyone is clear. Understood these points? Right. Now we can start working practically one by one. Means this is just a basic point before starting practically. So in our class, I am going to teach you. We are going to learn how to build. We are going to learn how to build web applications. But only front end of web application I can show, because for back end of web application you need to learn full stack, because back end requires database, server side programming, you call APIs, right? So what I can teach you in this class is how to build user interface, because HTML, CSS, JavaScript, all is about building user interface for websites and web application. For websites and web applications, how to build the user interface, that we can learn. We can build like Netflix user interface. We can build like Amazon user interface. With addition with some AI tools, we will do that. We'll do. For that, we need to set up our computer. We need to install everything and we can start working. Today, I will give you a list of few installations that you do in your device and keep it ready. Okay, na? I will give you some installation process points to few. You do it and keep it ready so that we can start building. Right? What you have to do in your applications. First, what you have to do is set up environment for web applications. How to set up environment for web applications? I will give you few installations, you try them. You have to do that. Because from next session onwards, practically we will work on it. Before that, you need to keep this ready on your device. So what is that? First, what you have to do is download and install Node.js on your PC. Everyone have to do this first. Remember, if you practice what I asked you to do in the class, then only you are suitable for next level learning. If you don't do what I showed all this, you cannot follow me next level. Because in the same environment, we are going to work completely on this infrastructure only. We have to build apps. So first you download and install Node.js on your PC. Now the question is how to do that. You visit this website, nodejs.org. This is the official of Node.js. You visit this website. I will show you a simple process. Observe. You visit this website, nodejs.org, and you go to get Node.js. It will show you suitable for your operating system. Actually, this website is intelligent and it can identify which OS you are using. It will give download for that OS. If you are using Windows, directly you will get download for Windows. I'm using Mac, so it is giving download for Mac. Just what you do, click download. And when I click download, it is downloading. After downloading, you have to run this. This is important for your future. Angular, React, everything works with this only. Without that, it will not work. So make sure that you install Node.js on your computer. Now open this file. It will guide you step by step. Just follow, simple, continue, just agree the terms and conditions and install. Nothing else you have to do. And you can see it is installing everything for me and it is ready. Now the question is, what is this software and why you are installing this? Actually, close. It is installed successfully. Understood? It is installed successfully. So now the question is, why you are using this Node.js? It is nothing but Node.js is a JavaScript runtime used by developers for building web applications, servers, server side scripts, and command line tools. All these are built by using Node.js. So Node.js is a special software used by developers to build websites, web applications. Web applications, you can build web applications, you can write server side programs, you can build CLI, command line tools, like your command prompt, right? You can build them. You can build servers. Actually, Java, .NET, all these people use servers, you know, but you can build servers. Node.js allows to build servers. Other technologies will teach you how to use servers, but here you can build servers if you have knowledge of technology like what? Node.js. You can build servers, you can build command line tools, you can build web applications. Currently, our job is what? Our job is web application. So you install this Node.js on your device. Another one more thing you have to do, you have to verify whether it is installed or not. So after installing, go to command prompt or terminal. If you are using Mac or Linux, you will have terminal. If you are using Windows, then you will have command prompt. You have to go to command prompt and run this command node flag v and npm flag v. These are to check whether the Node.js is properly installed or not. That is to check whether Node.js is properly installed or not. You will get the version numbers. For example, see, I will open terminal. In your Windows, you have to use command prompt. Open the terminal and here you type node-v. You will see the version 25. Make sure that the version of Node.js is 22 and higher. If there is any version by accidentally 22 below, update it. That means install the latest one. Okay. npm-v. What is npm also next level we will learn. This also version about 10 it should be. Currently it is using 11, it is fine. This must be there in everybody's computer. Otherwise in future you can't deal with even React, Angular like concepts. If you have to learn Angular and React in your machines, you must have a software called Node.js. It is mandatory. First install this everybody, Node.js. After that, one more software I will give you, you install that also. I hope majority people may have. You have to download and install another software, Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code is an editor. You have to download this Visual Studio Code editor and install on your device. This is the editor we use for designing. You can use for Java, .NET, Python, everything. So from basic HTML to Angular, React, Python like technologies also can run on this Visual Studio Code. It is an editor, right? What you do is you download this Visual Studio Code editor. I will show you here. This is Visual Studio Code editor. This is Visual Studio Code editor. You just Google Visual Studio Code, you will get Visual Studio Code. You can download for your operating system and install. It is same like just I have showed you Node.js same. Actually, after installing in your computer, you will find the Visual Studio Code like this. Am I right? This is the Visual Studio Code editor. You will find like this. This is Visual Studio Code. You download and install these two and keep it ready. Once you set up this, now we will start building web application. How a web application is built practically, how to design the environment, everything we will work. I hope up to this everyone is clear. Right. This is enough for today. Right. This is enough for today. First you do all these things. That means set up these two. Tomorrow we are going to start practically now directly. That means we are going to start how to build a project. We are going to learn what is HTML and how to implement. Practically we will start working from tomorrow. But to follow me tomorrow onwards, you should set up these two things. One is Node.js, another one Visual Studio Code. Several more concepts are there. I will tell you in tomorrow session. Okay. Then tomorrow will continue. Tomorrow I will share a classroom code. You can join into the classroom code. There I will upload all these notes. Meanwhile, you keep an habit of writing the note also. Right? Keep an habit of writing the note what I show in the class. Okay. Then tomorrow will continue. Right? Thank you.